Hello, in this detailed training video that will help you produce flawless and high-quality epoxy products, we will be discussing some important additional information about epoxy preparation and mixing. Some mistakes that can occur during epoxy preparation and mixing may prevent you from achieving the desired visual quality in epoxy craftsmanship. We highly recommend watching the first video of the casting training, How to Make the Best Epoxy Cast, if you haven't already. In this video we're going to use a 2-to-1 ratio of epoxy. This is a type of epoxy where we need to add half the amount of hardener compared to the resin used. Once the epoxy and hardener are added to your container, let's talk about some important details for the mixing stage. If you are using a large amount of epoxy, use a drill or mixer to ensure proper mixing. For smaller applications, you can use hand mixing sticks to prepare small amounts of epoxy. Use the drill or mixer at low speeds when mixing the epoxy. Rapid mixing at high speeds will increase the air bubbles that will form. When you start mixing, stay still in the middle center of the container for a while and mix. Then continue mixing with your mixing tip in different areas of the bucket or container. Make sure to continue mixing in these areas of the container so that the resin that has clung to the sides and bottom of the bucket or container is thoroughly mixed. The epoxy will appear slightly hazy until the mixture reaches the required consistency. The mixture is not considered complete when the hazy appearance disappears and the mixture becomes transparent. One way to understand that the resin and hardener are properly mixed is by ensuring that the capillary mixing lines in the epoxy are completely removed during the mixing process. The mixture should be continued until these lines disappear completely. One of the best indicators that the mixture is complete and sufficient is the disappearance of these capillary lines. One of the determining factors of mixing time is related to the conditions in which the resin and hardener are stored. Resin and hardener kept at 22 degrees ambient temperature will cause the mixture to be completed in longer periods of time. Important information. Resin stored below 22 degrees may appear hazy before mixing. This should be checked before epoxy and hardener preparation. If the resin has been stored under cold conditions and has become hazy, it should be heated until it becomes transparent before preparation and mixing. Since some epoxies are sold in plastic drums, a metal container must be used to heat the resin. The resin can be heated in a metal container either on a stove or in a tube. The heating phase should be done with constant stirring. This process should be terminated before the resin starts to boil and when a transparent appearance is achieved again. Using heated resin immediately will increase the reaction and create problems in your production. For this reason, freshly heated resin should be allowed to cool at room temperature for a few hours before use. Epoxies with a hardener level less than 2-to-1 have less of a problem with this. Epoxies with a 2-to-1 hardener ratio or higher are more sensitive to heat. After all the steps are carefully completed and the epoxy is ready, you can watch our video on How to Make the Best Epoxy Cast, where we explain in detail what to pay attention to during the casting process. You can find it on our channel.